Stop. What you're feeling in your heart is not a coincidence. It's not a product of your imagination, nor of your lonely dreams, nor of those moments when you wonder if someone will ever truly come for you. Today, I've come to tell you something that will change the way you see everything. When God sends you your life partner, He doesn't do it silently. He sends you signs. And if you're receiving these signs, it's because you're closer than you think. Have you felt lately as if someone invisible were trying to get your attention? As if the universe were conspiring in your favor, making certain coincidences repeat, names return, old memories revive without warning. That's not a coincidence. That is God knocking on the door of your soul, preparing you for something sacred. What you often call coincidences are truly divine clues. They are like crumbs of light on your path, guiding you step by step toward that person who has been chosen to share your story, your days, your silences, and your dreams. And even though sometimes you may feel alone, as if love has slipped through your fingers, the truth is that God has never stopped writing your story. He was just waiting for you to be ready. And do you know when He starts sending those signals? Just when you start to heal, when you stop desperately searching, when you finally let go of the past and make space in your heart for something new. That's when the magic happens. It's as if heaven says, now she is ready, now is the time. It is then that this person begins to appear in your thoughts even before you know them. It is then that you begin to dream of someone you have never seen but who makes you feel at home. It is then that impossible encounters begin, those times when someone enters your life and you feel like you've known them for centuries. You didn't know them, but your soul did. God doesn't work in haste, but He also doesn't make mistakes. And when He wants to unite two souls, there is no distance, no time, no obstacle that can prevent that encounter. But before giving you that gift, He makes sure that you can receive it, because true love does not come to a broken soul to be its crutch. It comes to a soul ready to walk beside another. And there lies the secret that no one told you. The signs that God sends are not for you to run and seek someone. They are for you to start preparing. They are for you to cleanse your heart of guilt, your thoughts of doubts, and your emotions of fears. They are for you to transform into the woman you have always been, but sometimes forgot to be. And in the midst of that process, you begin to see the signs. Have you lately seen repeated numbers like 111 or 222? Have you felt that certain songs speak directly to your heart as if they were written for you? Have messages, phrases, even words that repeat in different places come to you, as if the whole universe were trying to tell you the same thing? Those are signs. Have you crossed paths with people who awaken something strong in you, even if you don't know them well? Do you feel a different energy, a strange calm when you think of someone? Have you had premonitions that later came true? All of that is part of the divine language, and only those who are willing to listen with their soul understand it. Your life partner is not someone perfect or someone who comes with false promises. They are someone that God has been shaping alongside you. While you cried over what wasn't, they were also healing their wounds. While you wondered if someone like you existed, they were wondering if someone like you existed. And now both of you are awakening, which is why these signs are appearing now. It's not an illusion, it's preparation, it's alignment, it's the way God tells you, trust in me, daughter, I have not forgotten you. Your time is coming. But listen, to me, well, those signs are not a guarantee that everything will be easy. They are confirmation that heaven is at work, and your task is not to run and seek, but to trust. Take care of yourself, and open your heart without fear. Because the love that is coming will not be a love of crumbs. It will be a complete, deep, divine love. And if you feel that this message is for you, it's because it is. Nothing that comes from true love is a coincidence. And you who are reading this, who are receiving these words as if they were made just for you, you are that woman, the one who was chosen, the one who is being guided, the one who will soon look to heaven and say, thank you, God, because it was worth the wait. Listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you now can change the way you understand everything you've lived. No, it was not a coincidence that that relationship ended. It was not a coincidence that that person left just when you most wanted them to stay. It was not a coincidence that even after giving your all, it didn't work. Every tear you shed had a purpose. Every night of loneliness made sense. Because while you thought you were losing, God was protecting you. God does not take something away from your life without having something much bigger prepared. But before sending you that special person, He shows you who is not. He makes you cross paths with those who cannot see your light so that you learn to value it. He first allows you to love someone who doesn't choose you so that you yourself learn to choose yourself. And do you know why? Because the love that is coming will not be to heal you, but to celebrate who you have already become. And when that life partner is about to arrive, something changes within you. You no longer feel so much anxiety. You no longer need to prove your worth. You no longer cry for those who left because you understand that if it wasn't for you, it simply wasn't part of the divine plan. Instead, a calm appears that you hadn't felt before, a silent certainty that tells you something beautiful is about to begin. That inner peace, that feeling of being well even though no one has arrived yet, is one of the strongest signs that God sends. Because when you are well with yourself, you are ready to share your life with someone else, not from lack, but from fullness. And it is then that you begin to notice more signs, small but profound things, like dreaming repeatedly of someone you have never seen but whose face feels familiar, like seeing couples on the street and feeling joy instead of envy, as if your heart knew that yours is also on the way, like rediscovering a part of yourself that you had forgotten, that part that believes in love, in miracles, in encounters that transform lives. Sometimes God even allows you to feel the presence of that person before they physically appear. It is an energy that envelops you as if someone invisible were hugging you when you need it most, as if the soul of the one who is about to arrive were already touching yours from a distance. And that, my dear, is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual connection. God unites souls before uniting bodies. So, if you feel that you already love someone without a name, without a face, but with an intensity that you cannot explain, you are not crazy. You are feeling with your soul, and the soul does not make mistakes. But there are also tests, because before delivering that long-awaited love, God wants to see if you trust, if you are capable of waiting without despairing, if you can continue believing even when circumstances say otherwise. It's as if heaven asked you, "Do you trust that I know what is best for you?" And there, at that moment, everything is defined, because many times, just before the blessing, comes the hardest test. That relationship that seems perfect but doesn't feel quite right. That opportunity that seems like love but takes away your peace. That is where you must be strong, where you must remember that what is true is not forced, does not hurt, does not confuse. The love that comes from God feels like home. And while you wait, He continues to work on you, on Him, in the perfect time. Because even though you can't see everything that happens behind the scenes, there is movement, there is preparation, there is purpose. God is arranging each piece, each moment, each detail so that the encounter is not just anything but something divine. And when you finally see Him, you will know. Not because it will be like in the movies or because it will be love at first sight. You will know because something inside you will calm down. Because His gaze will remind you of a place you have never been, but that has always been yours. Because His voice will sound like a promise, because being with Him, you will feel like yourself without masks, without fear, without doubts. That is your life partner. Not because he will be perfect, but because he will be real. Because he will see your scars and love them. Because he will know your silences and respect them. Because he will want to grow with you and not change you. Because he will know that you are a gift sent from heaven and will treat you as such. And if you are reading this, if you feel that something inside you is awakening, then prepare yourself, because the story that God has been writing for you is about to begin a new chapter. One that has no space for the tears of the past. One that will be written with truth, with tenderness, with purpose. But remember, to receive what heaven has prepared for you, you must first let go of what you thought you needed. Don't be afraid to let go. God never leaves you with less. He only clears the path to give you the best. Now take a deep breath, because what you are about to understand can heal parts of you that you didn't even know were still hurt. Many times when we think of the love sent by God, we imagine something magical, perfect, without mistakes. But what you haven't been told is that when that person finally arrives, they also bring with them the reflection of everything you still need to face. Yes, God sends your life partner not only to love you, but also to help you grow. They will not arrive as a savior who will solve everything for you, or they will arrive as a companion willing to walk with you, even in the midst of chaos. It will not be a love of escape. It will be a love of support. And that is why God makes sure you are ready before allowing that encounter. Because true love is not to cover wounds. It is to build a future. And here is another powerful sign that often goes unnoticed. Before that person arrives, your life begins to align. Things that once seemed blocked begin to unblock. You find clarity in your decisions. Toxic people drift away without explanation. You feel a deep need to clean your space, your heart, your routines. Without realizing it, you begin to prepare the nest for something new. That internal order is not a coincidence. It is God telling you, make space. What is coming is sacred. And then something even deeper happens. You start to see yourself with different eyes. You start to truly value yourself. You no longer accept halves, games, or crumbs. You no longer give your soul to someone who doesn't know how to care for it. You discover your strength, your dignity, your essence. You fall in love with yourself. And it is at that point that everything changes. Because only a woman who loves herself can sustain a love that comes from heaven. Only a woman who recognizes her worth can receive a man who also comes with a heart full of purpose. Because yes, God is also preparing him. While you heal your wounds, he is closing his. While you clean your memories, he is learning to leave his past behind. While you learn to love without fear, he is learning not to run from love. The encounter will not be casual. It will be a perfect symphony between two souls that are finally ready. And when that happens, oh beautiful woman, when that happens, everything in you vibrates differently. Your smile is softer. Your eyes shine differently. Your energy changes, not because you are in love yet, but because your soul already feels him coming. And if you now find yourself at that point where everything seems clearer, where something inside you says that something important is about to happen, then don't ignore it. You are on the threshold of a blessing. You are walking right toward him. But I want you to remember something very important. When that person appears, they may not be as you imagined. Perhaps they won't meet all your external requirements. Perhaps they won't have the physical appearance you dreamed of or say exactly what you thought you would hear. But their soul will recognize you, and you, without understanding why, will feel safe, at peace, as if everything finally made sense. That is one of the most potent signs, because the love that comes from God doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it arrives in silence, but its presence fills everything. And in that silence, your soul will say, "Here it is." And then you will begin to understand why it didn't work with anyone else. Because your heart could never stay where it wasn't meant to be. Because your soul wept, even when everything seemed fine. Because it was being saved for someone who would know how to care for you. For someone who wouldn't be afraid of your shadows or jealous of your light. Someone who prayed for you even without knowing you. Yes, you are the answer to someone's prayer, and he will also be yours. But for that encounter to be real, deep, and eternal, you have to trust. You have to allow yourself to be guided. You have to listen with your heart, even when logic wants to scream. I know it's sometimes difficult. I know there are days when everything seems to go against you. I know there are moments when you want to give up, close your heart, and stop waiting, but please don't do it. No, you are so close now. Look around you, pay attention to the signs. Don't search desperately, but remain attentive. God speaks in the everyday, in an unexpected conversation, in a message that arrives without notice, in a connection that arises without explanation. And remember, the love that God sends is not to confuse you. It is to illuminate you, not to control you. It is to elevate you, not to enclose you. It is to free you. When it comes, you will know, because that love will not be noise, it will be certainty. And if you are reading this, if these words have touched something deep within you, if you have felt that this is not just a text but a confirmation, then receive this truth with an open heart. Your love story is already written. And God does not make mistakes when he unites what was created to be together. Now I want you to close your eyes for a moment and listen with your soul, because if you have come this far, it was not by accident. This is a conversation that your heart needed to have, not with me, but with God. And I am just the whisper that He used to reach you today. What you feel at this moment, that mix of hope, emotion, and peace, is the confirmation that heaven is working in your life. No, you are not crazy for continuing to believe. You are not alone for continuing to wait. You are being guided. You are being protected. You are being blessed. The love that God has for you will not be just any love. It will not be a lukewarm love. It will not be a relationship that makes you doubt yourself. It will be a brave love, firm, full of purpose. A love that does not run away when things get tough. A love that chooses you every day, even when you can't choose yourself. And when you find it, because yes, you will find it, you will understand that all the pain was worth it. That every weight, every tear, every night you prayed in silence was heard. That God was never silent. He was just working on something eternal. Don't despair if it hasn't arrived yet. Don't think you are late. Don't believe the lie that there is no time left for you. Your story is not on pause. It is in preparation, because what God unites, no one can separate. And what He promised, He fulfills. And do you know what you can do while you wait? Keep being you. Keep shining. Keep healing. Talk to God every day. Tell Him how you feel. Share your fears with Him, but above all, thank Him for what has not yet arrived, as if it were already yours. Because that is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that makes miracles come down from heaven. And if you felt that this was a conversation with you, if your heart beat strongly with each word, if you cried not out of sadness but because you finally felt that someone understands what you are going through, then do one more thing. This community is for you. This space is full of women like you, sensitive, brave, who still believe in love that comes from above. Women who, like you, are being prepared for something great. So don't leave in silence. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages like this. Like if this resonated with you, and tell me in the comments what signs you have been receiving, what you feel God is preparing in your life. Because when we share what we feel, we help others understand their own paths. This is your place. Here, you can be yourself. Here you can believe again. And every time you need a sign, come back to listen to this voice, because it is not mine. It is from heaven. And heaven never stops speaking to those who have a willing heart. What is coming for you is beautiful and closer than you imagine.